Kimberly here from Tabletop Tolson, and I'm giving you a close-up look at Cities of Venus. This is a medium-weight sci-fi Euro game for 2 to 4 players, and if you check out the Kickstarter campaign that's happening right now, you can get the game expanded up to 6 players, and play takes about 15 minutes a player. So what are you doing in this game? Players are taking on this Venus habitat that's floating in the sky, and you are vying for these pods that Earth is sending to you because resources are scarce and it's really, really hard living in the atmosphere of Venus. So how the game works is you've got this super cool station that you are going to be sending out your V-Nauts to, and the V-Nauts are your workers, and these workers are going to do a variety of tasks for you. The very first step of every round is the cloud drop, and these cards over here are set up at the beginning of the game based on the amount of players you have, and it consists of 1 cards, 2 cards, and 3 cards, and inside that 3 card section you've got a shuffled in Earth card. That Earth card means this is going to be the final round, so you never know when your final round is going to happen in the game, but you know it's going to happen in the last third of these canister drops. So you are going to deal out 5 cards into that central area on the neoprene mat, and players are going to ogle. They're going to look at these and go, ooh, I really want that upgrade. Ooh, I want to add this to my air and water supply. Ooh, I just need a big boost of V-Nauts, and I get to place them in my super cool MechBot room. So you're just gonna take a look at them. That's the very first step. Just drop those canister cards out there. The second step in the round is checking for events. Now, if you saw this symbol, this yellow triangle in the corner of any of those canister cards, you are gonna flip over an event. Now, if you are in the 1 card, the 1 circle green card phase, you are only gonna flip over 1 event card per round, no matter how many event symbols you see. In the second round, the max is 2 if you have 2 showing. If you have 3, it's just going to be 2. And in 3, you can have up to 3 of these cards flipped over 1 at a time. You're going to take a look at it, and generally it's going to say something bad. Something bad's going to happen, like scary things happen and they're just unpredictable. So in this case, it shows you the wrench symbol, and that is going to correlate with one of your rooms. You're going to look for that wrench symbol, and you're going to say, okay, if it's in phase 1, the 1 green circle, you lose 1 V-Naught from that room. Boom, he's gone. He just, maybe there was like a leak, maybe something happened in there, and you lost that person. Those are events. That is step 2 of every round. Sometimes they're cool, but just remember the rule that you do not turn over more events than you are in that particular phase of the game, 1, 2, or 3. The third step is lower shield. You are going to take one of your V-Nauts from your shield room and you are going to put them back in the supply. V-Nauts are dropping like flies around here because, again, Venus is super dangerous and they have to essentially protect the entire station, and you will lose 1 of your V-Nauts from your shield section in step 3 of every round. The fourth step is grow and deploy population. You're going to take a look at your top room, which is your food room, and you're going to look at your air and water supply. And whichever room has the fewest number of V-Nauts, you will take that number in new population growth. So if I have 4 and 4, I'm going to take 4 from the supply, and I'm going to deploy them wherever I want. If I have 3 and 4, I will take the lower of the number. So in this case, I've got 4, so I'm going to take 4, and I can put them in any of the rooms that I'd like. I'd suggest putting them in rooms that don't have folks because you never know next round if events happen. And you also want people to go to the mining room because in this next phase, you are going to be able to mine for super cool minerals that are going to allow you to invest in these canisters. So it's really, really important to get miners in this area because mining is dangerous, and yeah, you're going to lose that V-Naught. The other thing you could do is take up to 2 of your new population growth and deploy them into the IIS. This is the International Innovation Station. And once you reach 8, you have 8 of these V-Nauts in there, you immediately get to have one of these super, super cool innovation cards. These innovation cards give you special bonuses that associate with particular sections of your station, or they give you a population boost. And population boosts are really cool, but they also are going to give you victory points. Step 5 is city actions, and there are 3 things that a player can do on their turn. The first one is they can spend 4 of the minerals and put them back in the supply and get a V-Naught from the supply, adding them to wherever they want. You can do this 1 time per city action phase. If you have a previously stored canister from a previous round, which we don't have just yet, I'll get to that in the next step, you have a chance to build it for the cost plus 1 extra V-Naught in the wrench room. The third thing you can do on your turn is mine. You are going to take one of your V-Nauts from your mining room, and you're going to take a die, and you're going to roll it, and you're going to earn that many minerals. I got a 4, so I'm going to take 4. The black are worth 1 mineral, the pink are worth 4, and the white or clear ones are worth 8. Now that might seem really weird that you've got 1, 4, and 8, but everything in this game costs 4 or less and only in increments of 4 and 8. So it's totally cool. So I take that 4 and I put it right there in my little mining space, which is that central bottom space of a player's personal board. Step 6 is done in turn order. Up to this point, everybody can pretty much do every single step on their own at the same time. When it comes to step 6 though, everyone's going to go in player turn order and they're going to take a canister and pay for the cost, or they're going to simply pass and then take one of these V-Nauts, adding that V-Naught to any place they'd like on their player board. Now, what are players looking for? There are 2 different types of cards. There are population growth cards, and they have pink with a little spaceship in the bottom corner and a plus number amount of V-Nauts pictured. There are also upgrade cards, and upgrade cards give you potentially victory points. They also are going to give you a room boost or restriction, and it goes into a particular location like food or air and water or shields. Now the cost for cards are shown in the right-hand banner down the side, and it could be any combination of V-Nauts from specific locations in your station or minerals. And you simply just pay those back to the supply from the rooms if they're V-Nauts, or from your mineral supply if you have any. Then you take the card and you equip it, and it's so cool because what you actually do is you take the card and you slide it into the location for which it belongs, and now you've got a super cool juiced up room. And it gives you again more V-Nauts to collect because every room begins with the maximum capacity of 6. And you're going to want to get as many V-Nauts as possible because events happen and those take away V-Nauts. You also need to pay V-Nauts from rooms to get the upgrades, to get really cool opportunities. And at the end of the game, you are going to receive victory points based on 2 V-Nauts equal to 1 victory point. And the player with the most V-Nauts on their player area, not counting their IIS, is going to earn a bonus victory point of 2. So you really do want to have V-Nauts. You also want to have minerals. Every 4 minerals at the end of the game is going to be worth 1 point. And if you have the most minerals, you get the bonus of those 2 victory points as well. You also get to just count the victory points on your cards that you earn. And if you take any population boosts, you are going to get your population, put them where it says in the top left corner, and you're just going to keep the card to the side because in this case, this is worth 1 victory point. So that's what players do. They take 1 canister in player order, pay the cost, and then any untaken canisters, any unclaimed canisters will slide into or fall into the surface of Venus and burn up. And so those cards are no longer available. And that will be the end of the round. Games in Cities of Venus are very, very different every time you play because you are going to be shuffling in different kinds of drop cards that you get with the canisters. The end of the game may not be different every time because you shuffle it into the last third of the deck. You also are going to select different innovation cards. There are only 4 cards available for innovations, and you will pick from a stack of other cards. And so you may be changing out those innovations that give you mining bonuses, they give you special shield benefits, population growth, or interchangeable food and air and water with this particular upgrade. Also, the events are going to come out in a different order, and you may not even get certain cards during certain games. They're a really cool bonus V-Knot cards that you get in here, but those are few and far between. Generally, they're going to kind of, catch you, hopefully trying to catch you unprepared, but I say be prepared. Now, this game is super fun, it's got great theme, and I love all of the Kickstarter expansions and upgrades and bonuses and really cool mods that they're making for it. And I think this neoprene mat is fantastic. It's going to come with every base game. And I have to say, it's just so cool how these are dual layer with your player board. And let's say we get this upgrade for the shield. I just take it right here and I slide it into the board. And yeah, my room now, my capacity went from 6 to 4. I get a victory point, but every round I don't have to discard one of my V-Nauts from the shields. I'm protected from that. I got that cool upgrade, and that's because I spent 8 of my V-Nauts sending them up, no more than 2 at a time, to my IIS. So there's just so much cool stuff to like here. Again, I love that board. I love the V-Nauts. I like the kind of just the way the game changes every time. And you might think that with the roll of the dice, with the kind of luck that you get mining for minerals, it's fun. It's not the worst. And if someone gets a 1 or a 2, maybe they've got this cool bonus card that says every time you go for minerals, you roll 2 dice and gain the benefit of both of them. Or there might be a really cool card that was a drop that gave you a +1. So every time you roll, let's say I get a 2, oh, I got 3 this time. So check out Cities of Venus by Tin Robot Games at Kickstarter right now.